Welcome back to the show, folks. Welcome back to the channel, BlastBoxx TV. I'm talking to you today. I'm doing this a redo on the earlier version I did of this topic, but with some new information coming out about a lot of stuff, I feel it's a lot better to start over than continue with what I have. There's some recent funny news with the WWE and management and stuff like that, and a few things from the XFL too that should be added to this that shows that the WWE right now, they're more in damage control more than anything else, but it is what it is. Considering Crown Jewel is coming up this week, I think it's Thursday or Friday, involving Saudi Arabia, and if you like blood money, Saudi Arabia is your thing. But I want to touch on that first. Saudi Arabia, they having Tyson Fury facing Braun Strowman. I believe 1.5, 4.5 around that area. Tyson Fury's getting paid that amount of money, which that money could actually go to something else, but that's how the WWE is handling this. They're using the billions or millions, whatever money it is, to book Tyson Fury with the company, which is smart because they don't want to use their own money, and if they use their own money, then who knows what will happen. But there are reported rumblings in the locker room. Sorry about that. In the Raw and SmackDown locker rooms, where wrestlers are kind of getting pissed off because WWE is starting to sign more MMA boxer people to events and taking up space for people who are actually legitimate wrestlers who work their ass off to get a chance to work for the WWE, which is stupid, only to have part-timers and special attractions take up their supposed spot, which I think is kind of funny because this is 2019. Computers are cheap, laptops are cheap, iPads, iPhones, smartphones. You can go to a library and you can look up information on the WWE. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that you get what you ask for. You want to join the WWE and you know what's going on? Don't start complaining when WWE start doing these things and you're not having a chance to show your craft. You knew what you was getting yourself into. I don't know how many times I have to say this, either in vocal form or in writing form, because so many people in the WWE right now is like, I don't have a chance to climb the ladder or whatever. Well, you knew what you was getting yourself into with the WWE, and yet you still went there, so that's on you. Anyways, including payment, it's been reported through various news sites that despite NXT being on USA, USA Network, the wrestlers are not getting the pay raise. So that means the wrestlers who assume that they get on the bigger network, they get more money, they're not getting that. And from what I heard, the Undisputed Era are pretty much ones leading that catalyst for being disgruntled because of that whole issue. And my whole thing is, I'm seriously laughing because you knew what you're getting yourself into. WWE's going to be as cheap as they want to be with the talent, but put money in other things so they're not being considered a wrestling company. Whereas the only thing they can even make profit on is wrestling. You don't see them making profit on the DVD movies because those movies suck. They used to release the music CDs, whatever. They stopped doing that a long time ago that I know of. They probably still do it on iTunes and stuff, but from what I know, I don't see any of those CDs anymore. Heck, they skipping on Pyro. Are you serious? You skipping out on Pyro for what reason? That's what makes the show a show. If you remove the Pyro, you're not doing anything good for for your product, because there are certain wrestlers who need pyro to make their entrance look good, make their character look good. The Fiend need pyro. Well, I say special effects like smoke, darkness, stuff like that, to make his character look scary, make it look legitimately terrifying. If he doesn't have any of those things, then you have a shit character. AJ Styles, he has pyro in his sound, in his music, whatever. You can hear it, not pyro, but the sound of pyro in his music, and he doesn't have it when he comes out. You're missing a good opportunity there. Heck, why are you adding pyro? Why are you taking away pyro from these real wrestlers, but yet in the video games you have the pyro? Which makes no sense to me, because if you want it realistic as it can be, remove pyro in the game. You see what happens. It's not gonna be pretty. But yeah, I don't feel bad for none of those wrestlers on NXT, because they knew what they was getting themselves into, and yet they still signed with the company, which is stupid on their behalf, because they had a chance to, I don't know, make more money on the independent scenes, doing their own book and stuff like that. Like Joey Ryan, he recently signed with Impact again. He's one of the hardest wrestlers out there. He pretty much promotes himself better than the WWE can promote their own wrestlers, and he's making bank money. He's not trying to over value himself, but he's valuing himself in a nice area where the money is decent. Everything's affordable, and people can actually attend shows that he sell out regularly and continue to have a happy life. He's not out there flashing money and stuff like that, which is good. It's just what it is with the company. From that to not NXT, the new game, the WWE 2K20 with 2K Sports, and I have to say, man, that is a shit fest I ever seen. I knew 2K was getting greedy, getting chastised, not enough time with their annual release of video games, and 2K20 pretty much shows how much they don't really care for video games. I mean, care for WWE or putting real thought in games. The only thing they put in there is, let's see, what was it? That showcase of female wrestlers, blah, 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 blah. You don't need that. That's pandering. They removed special referee, which is kind of stupid, because that's one of the staples. No new new match types. And I found this out recently, that they have, I guess, a special run for the Fiend where the ring is surrounded by fire on the outside and stuff, but they don't have an Inferno match. So that shows how incompetent 2K is when they actually come to using their brains. Because the only thing they want to do is make loot boxes, and they know for sure they can't make this loot box. And if they did, hey man, that's on them, because I'm not buying 2K20. I got 2K19 and the ones before that on the PC. I have no need to buy the new game, because it's buggy, from what I heard, too glitchy, and it's just a terrible game. And it sums up the WWE in a nutshell for 2019 and beyond. So if you want to play a game, go right ahead. You're making yourself look stupid by buying the game, then complain. But in that same vein, though, the AFL league, whatever, just had the draft not too long ago, and one of the players, who I think have a degree in computer science, he turned down an offer from their LA team because I think it was only $24,000, which is pretty much not close to what it is for a family of four for a minimum wage, living wage in the United States. And the kicker is he's making more money from working in the career field that he has a degree in than what AFL would pay him. So that means the AFL It's cheaping out on people who want to play football for the passion and for the money too. And they're cheaping out on them so they can keep all the big bucks for themselves. Which, if I was AFL, I would have partnered with banks or something, or somebody with a sponsor, a league sponsor that have deep pockets where I can pay my football players a little bit more money. But that's not gonna happen because the NFL has that unlocked, and the AFL is just picking up seconds or thirds or fifth, depending on if you watch any other football league that pays their talent, like the Arena Football League, the Indoor Football League, all these other leagues out there. But that's a tough, a different thing. But that shows you how cheap Vince is and how cheap he's willing to pay somebody to play in his universe. And when nobody want to pay in his universe, he gets mad or do whatever he wants to do to put people down. But it's just stupid, it's lame, and it's dumb. If I'm those wrestlers that's wrestling on NXT, I would ask for my release, do what you have to do to get out of that company, because if they're not willing to pay you not pay you, but give you a raise from the money you're already making due to working on the network, being on being on the USA Network, which is televised more than the WWE Network. Something's wrong there. And right now, from what I heard, and I'm very happy to hear, Impact gave their wrestlers a raise because after Anthem pretty much bought, I think, like between 60 and 90% of Access TV, which means they can pretty much move Impact wherever they want on the time slot. Anthem was like, you know what, we're gonna give Impact a little bit more money. So from that, Impact took that money and gave some of the wrestlers like a bonus or like a pay raise, and that's gonna show in the new product. Now, for me, if they really wanna legitimize their knockouts division, I keep saying this, and I want this to happen: sign LuFisto, sign Hanada, and do a partnership with Stardom, and use your contacts with AAA to use the women from AAA in your promotion. It's not hard to do that. It'd be a lot easier for those women from AAA to actually work with Impact than it is work with AEW, who pretty much like go to every different town like once a week, whatever, to do the Dynamite show. Whereas with Impact, you can have these ladies wrestle like, I don't know how many tapings they have, like maybe it's like first few weeks, a month of tapings, whatever. You can have them do that, be away from AAA for a little bit, then come back, pick up where they left off, and then they can watch themselves on Access TV wrestling with Impact women. So it's not that really hard to do. It's just Impact is being lazy and cheap, which they should not be doing that. And I can credit Dixie Carter once again that she actually used the partnership connections a lot easier than what the new ownership is doing. But yeah, it is what it is. But my last topic on this thing, and it's a very funny topic. ACH, I don't know what he goes by in WWE. I seen reports earlier where he goes by, but I forgot. Went to social media to show his disgruntled, his disappointment of a black T-shirt he received. I think his name was like Jordan Smiley or something, Jordan Smile, and his T-shirt was black, which is fine because anything's almost good with black. But he had the font was alright, but he had big lips on there, like red lips. And for me, that's like somewhat subtle to say blackface or to use the stereotype that black people got big lips and all that stuff, which sent pretty much social media in a thunderstorm, because not just wrestlers in the WWE, but wrestlers internationally, even fans and followers of his and of the people who are also participating in this, all start to change their profile picture on Twitter, or did the hashtags that he was pretty much promoting. And it shows that the WWE in 2019 are still thinking that black people are bound by stereotypes and pretty much gonna try to kill his career because he's speaking out. And when you start speaking out against white majority people, they don't like when you stand up for yourself, and stuff like this is gonna happen. So for me, I've been telling people that you need to be more diverse in the corporate stand, because you can tell they have a white plantation mindset instead of being a global impact, a global influence of wrestling. But people are going to defend WWE because they don't see racism, and if they don't see it, I'm pretty sure they're mostly white people, whereas people of color or non-white backgrounds are going to see for what it is, and they're going to be also outraged. So it is what it is. Many people are going to agree with it. Many people are not going to agree with it. I'm really fine with that. It's just you need to understand that the WWE is not this great big company, because you can spend tons of money signing people and have a big budget, but if you can't book people right, your company is not worth it. And speaking of that, Seth Rollins out here talking again, doing all this trash talking, and Jim Ross even said it. The only reason why Seth Rollins is even what is being talked about, being praised, whatever, because he's either a shield or because his fiance is much over than he is in the WWE, which I'm not sure how you're going to take it, but for me, that's more like an insult, because he has, quote unquote, the belt in the WWE, the top guy of the company holding the belt, and yet his girlfriend, fiance is over more than him. From that, Becky Lynch decided to be like, you know what? How about Jim Ross? I respect you and everything. How about you go down to the AEW women's locker room and you tell me which woman I can wrestle, because I can wrestle every day and twice on Sunday. Which I'm laughing because Becky, you're stuck in the WWE mindset. For years, you was the fifth, fourth, sixth wheel on the WWE women's four horsemen. You was an afterthought. So now you're trying to act like you big and bad. I'm sorry, most of the women on, not gonna try to defend them too much, on AEW's roster have much more experience and they hit much harder than you. So you trying to show your bravado. It's really not good, because I know Beach Breesley, she wrestles in Stardom, and in Stardom women, they hit really hard when they wrestle. You won't be able to wrestle against her because she's a lot quicker, she's a lot faster, and she can kick harder. So please keep your mouth shut. And because of that, there's a woman on AEW's roster that I'm pretty sure will kick everybody's ass in the WWE, and that's Sadie Gibbs. I found Sadie Gibbs earlier this year, and she's has much better matches than most of the women on the WWE's roster. And again, I'm not gonna try to defend AEW that much, but they was smart enough to get Sadie, because she's in the UK and she also has her own fitness center. So if she would have signed with WWE, she would have to give up her center just to please them. And no, that's stupid. But Sadie, I think she's been wrestling for 2, maybe 3 years. she's done more in her matches than you see in most WWE women's matches. The thing is, she can fly out the ring. Like, she can do a cartwheel into a plancher to the outside. You hardly see any WWE women ever do that. Ever. Because they like to play it safe. They rest on their morals. You don't see them coming out the showing their real potential and stuff like that. So Becky can say whatever she wants about AEW's women. I'm pretty sure most of those women on there. And if I'm not mistaken, if she's on there or not, Mercedes Martinez been wrestling way longer than Becky, and she can show Becky everything in the ring, and Becky wouldn't keep up with her. So I think Becky needs to know her lane, stay in there, and stop trying to act like she's big and bad, and it ain't happening. But Seth thinks he's slick and thinks all this. He deactivated his Twitter not too long ago, then came back. So it's like he's a puppet. He's a shill, and what he's doing is what the WWE is. They want all the wrestlers to be happy and smiley for him and love the company. When you have people like Luke Harper, who wants to leave, but he has, I think, maybe, I know when he got injured earlier this year, he has like 6 more months on his contract. So I think it's around like probably 3, 4, maybe 5 months left. Got Mike Bennett, who wants to leave because he doesn't get a chance to be on TV to showcase what he's worth, his potential, and stuff like that. And after signing that contract, I think it was in July, 4 months ago, whatever, he's, how should I say, feel defeated because all he's doing is collecting the paycheck, but he's going home, he's seeing his family, and he doesn't want his daughter or son, child, wants to see him defeated and feel like a disappointment, which I understand. But at the same time, you signed the contract 4 months ago, and you should have this realization beforehand. And it is what it is, man. What I have to say is, I would say, what was it? I would say, get a lawyer, but the WWE is so tight throat. It would be no chance. I think the best guess would be, best route to be is to move to probably California or something like that. I'm not pretty sure because what I want him to do is try to see if he can use that new law that California recently signed, that if you're working for a company, he has to be either full time, you have to pay them benefits, or face some kind of fine or something. If you're just working with them, you're not doing something with, not paying them the insurance and stuff like that, the health care. Which I'm laughing because it's funny because the E's always trying to get away with stuff like this, but it is what it is, man. You can only do so much, but it just shows how the WWE is nowadays. Nothing original from what I've been telling people. Like lately, WWE is like Apple. They always trying to act like they're innovating something, but they're always steps behind. So, you haven't learned anything from today, from this podcast or recent news, just know that WWE is just they're like late WCW, but they still have money, but they just have no good ideas, no good talent. They let Eric Bischoff go for all stupid reasons. For only being on being like employed for like 4 months there, they released him because he wasn't doing anything in the company. Whereas there's many people in the company that's just phoning it in or they're just there. He was sitting in on catering, yeah, sure. There's pretty much this in catering. He was leaving early to go have dinner with his wife around like 7:30 or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. Vince probably do it all the time. There's plenty of producers in his spot, in his position, that do the same thing, whether it's on TV or it's like in another field, whatever. So there's nothing wrong with that. He wasn't trying to get to know the wrestlers. He was learning the ropes from Bruce Pritchard, which I think is more like a scapegoat to put the problem on Eric Bischoff, when the whole issue is that he's just not innovative anymore. It's just bland and just there. They're not doing anything special. They're not building up the wrestlers like they should be, and they're just like on a diet. They're like a beautiful woman with no brains and no personality. But hey, people see what it is. They're gonna learn sooner or later. So we haven't learned anything from this podcast. This revision of an episode I did earlier because I didn't feel like I had that much passion to it. Give me a like, subscribe, follow, share this wherever you are on social media. Engage in conversation with people. Post a comment, a professional comment. Don't come at me chastising or trying to insult me, because I do filter those things out, and I want to have a clean, responsible, and professional conversation with people. So if you enjoyed this, thank you. If you did not, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna keep being me. That's being me. So enjoy the blast. Instead of the blast rays, you might just get burned. Back with a quick update, folks. Before I end this podcast episode, recently got some information that WWE has about 24 people stuck in Saudi Arabia after their Crown Jewel Blood Money event, and of those 24, 12 were wrestlers, and I think most of them were SmackDown wrestlers. So essentially, you have a train wreck of an organization right now, because most of the stars they need to get back to the States are for SmackDown, and they're stuck in the Middle East because they're accepting money from a idiotic, sexist royal family in their government. So if you want to know how to be a fucked up promotion in 2019, just look at the WWE and all their financial endeavors. They do Saudi Arabia, they get, I don't know how much money from that. Over that amount, though, they have to pay Tyson Fury, I think like 1.5, maybe 4.5, whatever, something like that. And they have stars stuck there. Now that can happen sometimes. I also heard reports through social media, through wrestling reporters, that Tyson Fury only had a one-match deal, I guess, and that was against Braun Strowman. Now, they was wrestling for 11 minutes. Braun Strowman is a trained wrestler. Tyson Fury is a trained boxer who has basic skills of wrestling. Braun Strowman lost his match by a simple punch to the face from Tyson Fury. A simple punch. Even though most of Braun Strowman matches involve punches. So he loses this match to I'm just going to call it a part-timer or a guest. He loses matches of the championship. He loses matches for number one contendership to championship, and yet they still try and book him like a monster. Now, please tell me, how is he a monster if he got punched once in the face, even though he get punched plenty of times in the face against other people? Tell me how he's a monster, and yet he's losing all these important matches, and he's not doing anything to show that he's a dominant monster. With Kane when he debuted, you knew he was a monster by the way he looked, the way he moved around the ring, how he didn't talk, he moved his head, and how he sat up like Michael Myers. Undertaker did the same thing with the sit-up. There's nothing special about Braun Strowman, yet people are trying to say, oh, he's a big threat, blah, blah, blah. No, he's not. He's just a comedy actor at this point. He can't salvage his career because he's stuck with WWE. He does everything they want him to do. And at the end of the day, he just wants the money. He He's not gonna care about his legacy. He's not gonna care about his career. All he wants is the money, and this is what's gonna happen to people who just want the money. They do whatever Vince says. Jump to a hoop, you jump to a hoop. Be a little idiot, you be a little idiot. That's why I hardly follow any WWE wrestlers. I follow Paige because she's retired from wrestling. She's not in the ring doing anything. And I follow Aleister Black because he's a creepy, badass motherfucker. And he's not going to show you wrestling stuff. He's just going to show you things that he goes by in his daily life. So, again, this is like a series for me right now. A book by book, how to fuck up your company in 2019. Now, NXT lost many viewers and AEW lost some viewers due to the MLB. And I like to say thank you, MLB, to put these two companies in their place, thinking they're the end all be all, the best thing in the world. And baseball, the last American sport that people love, is fucking with their ratings. Here's the thing though. Here's the major thing. That's just on baseball. Football is still king on Monday night and on Sunday. So if they do a pay-per-view on Sunday, I'm pretty sure that's going to hurt them. And when basketball, whoo, don't get me started on basketball. Once basketball take over Wednesdays, it's over. It's done. It's the lock. I think hockey. I'm not sure if hockey starts around this time or not. But yeah, it's just funny to me how WWE has all this money, but they can't afford to buy their own private commercial jet for their employees. Like, you got that much money, you can spend that money on a private jet, private commercial jet. Sorry for that. You can buy two of them actually, one for Raw, one for SmackDown, and you can just have them like what Ring Brothers did. Their most recent traveling circus went out of business. They had two trains, the red train and the blue train. Same thing like in the Red Dead Redemption, the first one, the video game from Rockstar. There's a train in the front, in the north, and there's a train in the south. Why can't you just give each roster brand their own private commercial jet? One, it'd be a lot easier for them to get from one place to another place. Oh, this is all the Raw stars? Let's get them all on the bus, tour bus, whatever bus. I think the equipment, get the equipment in. I'm not sure. Let's see. No, that's would be a big thing right there, because if they got fly from like say Buffalo, New York to Texas, I can see that being mostly plane. But if they gotta drive it. But if they got fly from like Buffalo to San Antonio, which is not that far from whatever, do plane. Have them fill up the cargo area with all the equipment for each brand. Make sure everything's tightened down, batched up, and fly it to El Paso or whatever it is. Unless that's not feasible, then have the road crew just traveling a caravan, attach the trailer to the front of each truck so they all connect at once and don't, have people get in the middle of them and mess up the flow of things. Something like that. But yeah, it's just stupid how you have 24 people stuck in Saudi Arabia, and you better hope what was it? Natalia and Lacey Evans is not stuck there, because I don't trust those Saudis. I don't trust none of them. They can probably go and take both women and kill them for all that matters. But yeah, it's just stupid and it's dumb. It just shows you how little the WWE actually think ahead. Like they put the title on the Fiend. On the Fiend who's on, well, I think Raw. But they keep saying, oh no, the Fiend's on SmackDown. The Fiend's on SmackDown. And I'm thinking to myself, are you guys really that fucking stupid? Mick Foley had different characters. There was on one show and he was on another show, or he just did all of them on one show. Why can't you just say Bray Wyatt's on SmackDown, but the Fiend is on Raw? What's so hard about that? It's like WWE doesn't even know how to book people with alter egos. It's like, how fucking stupid can this company be if they doing shit like this? That's why one reason why I don't watch WWE, because they cannot take imagination and make it realistic. Heck, Impact doesn't have the same budget as the WWE, yet they're making their stuff look good. They have one of their characters, the undead bride, Su Yung, come back to life through another woman's body, and they going from there. So it's like, if Impact can do that, be unique with their characters, why can't the WWE be unique with their characters? And it's like, when I heard about this news, I was like, I'm very happy I did not upload this recent episode, because I would have missed out on this rant, and it's very funny to me. So it is what it is. People might like it, people might not like it. I don't care. If you're WWE fans, you need to take a hard look in the mirror and a hard look at the company and say, is it really worth going through this drama bullshit with this company? Because all they're going to do is the same stupid shit over and over and over, and you're going to keep buying and buying it until sooner or later your face going to be covered with flies because you do too much ass kissing, too much dick sucking. If you see the company what it is, that's good. But don't go out there trying to tell people, oh, that this is a one and done thing. This issue ain't gonna happen again. Don't be a fucking mark. Be a person. So it is what it is. Comment, like, subscribe, share this wherever you at. I will be uploading all the old episodes onto Podbean either around Thanksgiving or year next year. So remember what I always say, just listen to it. Just listen to it. Stay out of the blast radius. You might just get burned. Alright, folks, I am back with another dish of information that I received over the weekend while I was doing some editing to my video for the WWE Mismanagement. And this is some juicy stuff that, quite honestly, it just keeps making me laugh more and more because of how many people say that TNA Impact was so mismanaged and all this stuff. But reading this information, you understand why I'm laughing. Okay, so reportedly from sources I looked up online, the Saudi Arabia family, quote unquote, didn't pay the WWE for their latest event before the Crown Jewel, or whatever they call this one, between their event and the 30th of October. So it was pretty recently. So they didn't pay in between there. Which it's kind of curious for me because they're sitting on so much money right now that they should be paying that months in advance. So why are they waiting at the last minute to pay? Which is kind of funny because Saudi Arabia, the only thing they're known for is oil. And once that oil runs out, baby, guess what? You don't got no money. You got no leverage. And the WWE has, 8 more years on this contract? So congratulations, WWE. You just screwed yourself. I'm gonna get deeper into this conversation. Most information I got this from is Cultaholic. Even though those guys are shields for WWE, they entertain me from time to time. So let's get into this. The Saudi Arabia people, they didn't pay them. I already told you that. reportedly, from what the video says and what other sources are saying, is that WWE is pressuring their wrestlers to take pictures of planes, of airport or whatever, to justify the reason of not helping the wrestlers get out of there due to faulty airplane engine problems, quote unquote. Which, mind you, if you listen to this and you fly planes, you would say or think, just booking for another plane. I would think the same thing too, but for some reason the WWE didn't do that. Now, they got a shitload of talent in that country. They got $1 billion, so quote unquote. You mean to tell me you couldn't get the next plane? You couldn't buy all those tickets to that plane for your stars, for the crew, and send them home. Send them to New York, then from New York have them book their planes to wherever they're going. So you mean to tell me you're fine with leaving early because Vince left early, Brock, Hogan, Flair, Jimmy Hart, who was with Hogan, Brock Lesnar, Tyson Fury, and a few others. They left early on their private jets, while the rest of the talent sat in the airport. Think about that. The WWE, the biggest company in the world, the biggest wrestling company in the world, the biggest promotion in the world, couldn't bother to spend over $500,000 or so or more on getting tickets for their wrestlers so they can get home, not taking into account that the Middle East is not where you really want to be right now with all the fighting and stuff going on. And guess what? If one of those wrestlers get injured or hurt due to the crossfire between rebels and Saudi Arabia, guess what? WWE has a lawsuit on their hands because the wrestler can turn around and sue the WWE because they put their health in danger. And there's nothing WWE can do or swing the way out of it because WWE knows what they're doing. They intentionally signed that contract even though they knew what was going on in that country. So, if you want to go to WWE future wrestlers, just be careful because WWE is nothing but a crooked a-hole company. They take money, blood money, pretty much. WWE wrestlers, for the most part, which I'm happy for some of them, even though I still don't want them in the company, but that's a different thing for a different story. They're not buying the bullshit. They're not buying any of it because the whole show was taped on a 45-minute delay. Now, there has to be something really going on to have something to be on delay for 45 minutes. Usually there's like a 5-second, maybe a minute delay. So if some kind of incident happened in the TV studio, people can just cut away as soon as they can. But 45 minutes, really, 45 minutes delay. What's really going on? Because they're not going to tell you. Something's up. And with them not getting paid on time, from what I'm hearing, Vince is probably furious between that and that whole issue. This is a whole PR disaster right here. That if you ever wanted one, and something just don't seem right. What's going on with this? Wrestlers are just they live it, man. The ones who are there every day, every night, injured or not, out there all the time, even doing live house shows, they're upset. There's wrestlers from what I'm hearing and reading through the sources saying they cannot wait until their contracts are up. Now, that tells you how bad of a company is if the wrestlers or employees are saying, no, when my contract is up, I'm out. I'm not going to even resign. I'm out. if I'm a lawyer, I'm a high professional lawyer, I would take this case up with all these wrestlers and say, you know what? The WWE put these people in the harm's way. They went to the Middle East knowing it's a danger zone there, and then instead of getting these people on a new plane back home to the United States or wherever they live in the world, they left them in Saudi Arabia, even though they had tons of private jets for various people that can easily take them back to wherever they live. That's endangerment right there. So California did the right thing passing that law now. That so when WWE comes into California, they gonna have to pay the wrestlers the right amount and pay for health insurance. But you know WWE, they gonna find a way around it and not go to California, which is one of the bread and butters. But watch, they're gonna suffer for it, and it's very telling too, because Vince wasn't with SmackDown. Kevin Dunn wasn't with SmackDown. None of them was with SmackDown, which the ratings went up because of the NXT stars. So you know it's Vince, which people been saying for weeks, months, years. Vince is the problem. Vince is OC now. Vince is the old white man complex who believe they can do nothing wrong. Everything I touch, everything I do is perfect. Not taking consideration that you're out of touch. You don't know what's going on in the world. You got an old mindset that's so far dated backwards, you might as well be in the slavery era. So I'm not just speaking for just Vince, because this goes on in a lot of corporations. We got old white men in charge thinking they know what's going on in the new world, and they don't. Vince needs to go. He needs to worry about the FXL, whatever. Stay home. Stay away from the product. Do nothing with the product, because Vince is the only detrimental to his own company. I never saw Steve Jobs do this. I never seen Steve Ballmer. I never seen Bill Gates. I never seen Jeff Bezos. None of these men were that hands-on with their company that they couldn't make money. And they hurt themselves. All those companies, they make money. WWE is the only one in that whole related conversation that lose stock, gain stock, lose stock on a daily basis. I would not be surprised if WWE lose like 1 million or so stock rates, whatever. See it crash, whatever. Whatever it takes, send it crashing. Because this is pretty stupid. It's just dumb. People ragged on Impact because Impact wasn't paying the stars. Impact is bankrupt. Impact is this. You know what? I'd rather have Impact Wrestling on the Dixie card, like I said every other time in my videos, than the WWE. Because stuff like this, that's how you kill your company. That's how you lose morale in your company. That's how your company goes in the gutter. Because WWE is the textbook example since 2017 how to not run a company. They signed a deal with Fox, which Fox is like, oh, I lucked out on this because I know that you can't have like a 3-point whatever rating every week. So if they keep having if the ratings keep going down, and if it even touches 1.9, if I'm Fox, I'm like, no, I'm canceling this deal. It's done. Bye. Then that leaves SmackDown without a home. That means SmackDown is not going to contribute to bringing in revenue, which means that's going to be a heavy burden. Because right now, NXT is, I think, like over $100 million in debt. And that's not also counting the Performance Center. So if Fox canceled this contract with SmackDown, think of how much money wrestlers on there are making, plus the crew, plus the catering, plus what it takes to set up the stuff. All of that stuff could easily kill the company right there. People say it's a $1 billion company. Yeah, but losing a TV deal for one of your big brands will send that billions down to millions. And right now, WWE cannot afford to do that because they got so much talent that they like to hoard away from other promotions, saying, "Oh, we're gonna get all this talent so nobody else can use them." Look what's going on. You killing your own stupid company, doing stupid things. We're gonna rate all these promotions back in the 80s, back in the 70s, back in the 60s. Now we're gonna keep doing this in the 2010s. But wait, we're losing money. Why? How are we losing money? Because you're rating these places, you're not using the talent. People see through the BS, and your company is losing ratings on all your shows. Raw is up and down all the time. SmackDown, that's gonna kill the company right there. NXT was perfectly doing fine on the network. Now it's just And people are like, oh, Impact is dying. Impact is dying. You know what? Impact is not dying. Impact was never close to dying. Yeah, it was in debt and stuff, but it kept coming back because of the willpower. People kept showing up knowing they're going to get paid sooner or later. And when they did get paid, guess what? They still put on good shows. And they didn't have nothing scripted. Wrestlers went out there and did their own thing. Whereas in WWE, everything's scripted. You can't probably go to the bathroom without them scripting. Oh, you got to wipe this hand, not that hand. Stuff like that. So while people are ragging on Impact, just look at the WWE. Impact was in debt, several years? WWE, they in debt because all companies are in debt somehow, some way. But they're showing they're a sinking ship. Now people can say they got money though. Yeah, but that money's not gonna last long with what they're doing. Signing all this talent, having terrible ratings, and it ain't gonna last long. WWE is what they want, what they killed in the early 2000s. So WCW. Only thing is, their fans are too stupid not to realize that. And just, I'm relieved that some of the wrestlers are like, you know what? I'm not resigning with this company. They gave the Revival a good excuse why not to sign with the company. Resign. Oh, WWE can't book worth look. And they're getting stranded in Saudi Arabia in the Middle East. No. I want to go somewhere where I'm safe and getting paid on time from these shows. And from what I mean, I think I already covered this in one of my other episodes. NXT people, they're not getting the pay raise even though they're on the USA Network. So that's another reason right there you wouldn't want to sign. You just got a new network, you're supposed to get paid. Whereas Impact people, they got a little bonus right there. So I don't care who it is. If you're a wrestler, or if you a commentator, whatever. If you go to the WWE knowing all this news and then you sitting there catering or whatever, not doing anything, who's really the big jerk right there? Now somebody who's in the same boat as you, but they're with Impact, they're with New Japan, AAA, and these other companies. They're making money, not as much as you are, but they're actually doing something, whereas you're just sitting around. Tell me, who's the biggest joke then? It's not going to be them, because they're actually using their craft, using their skills, doing work, right? You're just sitting around waiting. So, continue being a WWE fan. If you're a WWE fan, listen to this. Continue being one of the sheeps, because you can't keep defending them when stuff like this happen. And I see plenty of WWE fans, quote unquote, defending the company, yet they're still watching it. They're mad at the company and they're still watching it. It's like you're the epitome of stupid. Oh, I'm gonna cancel the network. Oh, I'm not gonna watch next week. And guess what happens? You watch next week. Not me. See, I haven't touched on this. I started watching WWE during SummerSlam 2013, 2014, whenever Daniel Bryan won the championship and Triple H screwed him. That point on, I stopped watching WWE. I might listen to the news, watch the news about WWE stuff, or listen to podcasts about WWE. I don't watch none of the product. I buy the video games every now and then because I like to do fantasy booking and create my own wrestlers and do better than WWE in their own video games. But I don't watch the product. Most of you who probably listen to this, probably not, probably still watch the product and still going to support them, even though they pretty much just said F you to their own roster. This is the biggest F you can give to a roster. Oh, I'm going to sign you from competing in this company or that company. Just work for me, but you're not an employee. You're an independent contractor. We're gonna go to this place where women don't have rights. We're gonna put on a stupid show, even though we didn't get paid for months. Then I'm going to leave doing the show in my private jet and not even worry about you. If that's not the biggest F you to my own employees, I don't know what is. And anyone that's defending, oh, but that's Vince, that's how business is. No, it's not. Vince don't care about his company. Vince don't care about his employees. All they are to him is just cash grab. And I'm pretty sure either Triple H or somebody else in the company are signing these wrestlers, and Vince don't care about none of them. Tell me, have you ever worked for somebody that didn't know who you are or what your position is in the company? And if they didn't, how did that make you feel? Because that's what Vince is doing. People saying, "Oh, Vince know the wrestlers, blah blah blah." No, he doesn't. He only know a handful of people that been there for a long time. He don't know the vendor from the janitor. And people can say Eric Bischoff didn't know the time, blah blah blah. But you know what? Eric Bischoff had a reason not to. Because he was sitting at home in Montana doing a podcast, collecting money from all his business ventures. He uplifted his family from Montana to go to live in Connecticut to be closer to WWE. Then they fired him 4 months later, and now he's moving back to Montana. Now, if I was Eric, I would have kept my Montana ranch because I knew WWE isn't worth shit nowadays. But people keep defending the company like it's the end all be all with stuff like this going on. So while you want to rag on Impact, rag on AAA, New Japan, Ring of Honor, and these other companies because it's not big as the WWE, All Elite is the competitor, just remember one thing. At least those wrestlers get paid on time and they get to work multiple promotions, whether in one company or many other companies. Whereas people in WWE only work for one promotion. And most of those wrestlers are sitting catering or sitting at home. Now tell me, will you really want to work for a company like that where you want to work just get this money, get this spotlight, blah blah blah, and you can't build a legacy for yourself? Where you got to play hot potato with a title, where you're not going to even know if I'm going to be a champion for a long time. So when all you fickle WWE fans are like, you should come to WWE, you be a world champion. Just remember one thing, WWE don't care about what you want. WWE don't care about what you need. WWE care about your fantasy with your heart on for a wrestler. They're going to book whoever they want to book. And if your favorite wrestlers don't get a title reign like 10 years working for that company or whatever amount, guess what? That wrestler's now a star. He's just there collecting the paycheck. So people can say you can rile on me for whatever reason. Guess what? I don't care. Like I tell people every day now, I'm gonna be hard on Impact. I'm gonna be hard on AEW and WWE because those are the big two jokers in this whole wrestling industry, whereas everybody else is minding their own business. None of these other promotions are having their fans going other people's promotions, Instagram, social media, saying, oh, this company's dead, blah, blah, blah. Oh, this company need this and that, blah, blah, blah. They need to team with the elite. No, they don't. All these other promotions are minding their own damn business. But that's a different story for a different time. So if you don't like this, I don't care. If you tweet this out, share this with people, cool. If you want to chastise or insult me, guess what? It ain't going to happen to me. It's not going to even faze me. Because most WWE fans I don't even see your comments. I don't even see your notifications on Twitter. Because I only get notifications from people I follow on Twitter. So if you want to chastise me, thinking I'm going to read it, ho, 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 no. I don't read them because I don't get them. So, continue watching WWE and how stupid and how mismanaged the whole company is. Continue watching AEW where the people are talking about we're going to kill the Attitude Era, yet they're doing the same thing as the Attitude Era. I'm going to continue watching I'm going to continue watching AAA, New Japan, Impact Wrestling, sometimes Progress, Shine, Shimmer, Rise, Stardom. All these other promotions that entertain me and don't play with my brain like the WWE and AEW is. So continue being a sheep for those two companies. I'm going to be a fan for real wrestling. So you know what the issue is. You know what the deal is. This is BlastBoxx TV. Stay out of the blast race. You might just get burned.